Hey folks, what was once a local Oakland story is now purely national. This is a segment coming on CNN in a moment. Have a look.
Year-old grandfather assaulted, a 91-year-old man hit from behind. These gruesome attacks, just some of the hate aimed at one group of Americans since the pandemic started. Stay with us.
And that's coming up.
Mr. Raising alarms over a frightening string of hate crimes against Asian Americans in the U.S. As CNN's Ken Law reports, the attacks seem to be on the rise since the pandemic began last year. We want to warn our viewers that some of the video in this piece is graphic and upsetting.
Happy birthday, dear Grandpa.
Turning 84 was a milestone for Richard Ratanapakdee and his family.
Oh, happy birthday, Grandpa.
The San Francisco grandfather had just received the vaccine and stayed healthy through the pandemic, walking for an hour in his neighborhood every morning. It was on his walk when an unprovoked attacker ran across the street. How did you find out what happened to your father?
The officer answered the phone, and then he told us like they found him, got assaulted. He got injury very bad about his brain breathing, and he never wake up again. I never see him again.
A 19-year-old suspect is charged with murder and elder abuse. Ratanapakdee's family calls it something else.
This wasn't driven by economics. This was driven by hate.
Ratanapakdee's death is part of a surge in reported attacks against Asian Americans during the pandemic. In Oakland, a man walked up behind a 91-year-old man and threw him to the ground. One of more than 20 assaults and robberies like this one in Oakland's Chinatown. In Portland, more than a dozen Asian-owned businesses in recent weeks have been vandalized. These incidents are not new. In New York, the MTA retweeted this video of what they called racism. This man sprayed Febreze at an Asian American on the subway at the start of the pandemic, prompting an NYPD hate crime investigation.
Asian piece of
Oh my God.
A coalition has tracked more than 2,800 anti-Asian hate incidents between March and December of last year, like this one at a California restaurant. Before the election, this man invoked President Trump.
you. Need to leave.
The then president's words
Coronavirus, Kung Flu.
have lasting impacts, says Professor Russell Chung, who tracked those 2,800 hate incidents through Stop AAPI Hate, because no governmental agency would.
Mainstream society doesn't believe that we face racism, and we needed to document what was happening.
So we're just offering our support to the community.
Identify and change them, says this group of Bay Area volunteers offering escorts for the elderly and offering a bridge to those who may not even know how to talk to the police.
We want to take that rage and it's like, let's do something for it. What can I do? And this is what we're doing.
Richard Ratanapakdee's daughter spent the last year ignoring what people said to her.
You bring the COVID, screaming, spit on us, but we just walk away.
She won't do that anymore.
You gotta be proud about you protect a lot of other people in this city or the whole country.
Police in the murder of Ratanapakdee have not charged the suspect with a hate crime because, as in many of these cases, it's so difficult to prove. Jake, a lot of activists believe that in this community, which is an immigrant community, which has many language barriers in many cases, that the incidents of hate are far bigger than we realize. Jake.
All right, Ken Law, thank you so much for that important report. Coming up next, the NAA